We are the teacher and the parents are the students. We are a community, we build a community, and that's the most important piece of our work. And then the parent workers need to know when to address those bread and butter issues, right?
Yeah. How we get the amazing literacy results we do is by supporting and befriending the parents and the grandparents. And when I say parents, I mean grandparents and caregivers, because they're the people who are spending most of the time with the child. I always say you're here at school for just a few hours, and you are the most important part. And also pointing out how wonderful their children are, because sometimes we don't get people until they're feeling there's an issue or they're feeling stressed out. So our job is really to support and befriend those families, and that's, I think, the key to our success.
Yep, and that can be a huge piece too. And once again, parent workers have to work with the community that they've already built, so that when that family comes in with the little person who really can't sit still and wants to throw everything and bite whatever they can catch, that the community is strong enough and respectful enough of the parent worker, and she's respectful of them, that that whole community will welcome that family in. Because if they come through the door and they're met with, "Can't you control your child, what, blah, 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 blah," again, they're not going to want to come back. So the parent worker has got a role of really, now how was it that Barb explained it the other day? So her job as a parent worker was like being a hostess at a dysfunctional cocktail party. And just, with no alcohol. But, really having to monitor the room and keep your ears and eyes open all the time, being aware of when it's time to step in and when you can count on somebody to take on a role for you. But it's really getting to know your community. At the end of the day, after being in a parenting center for 5 hours, if you're doing the job properly, you're exhausted, because it's an emotional job. When I began my work as a program officer 3 years ago, people kept asking, "Oh, are you're working such long hours now, you must be exhausted." I'd say, no. I am less tired than I've been in the 12 years that I was running my parenting center before. If I left there after 5 hours and sat down, I wasn't getting up. And it's the emotional piece of it. That there's physical exhaustion and there's emotional exhaustion. At the end of the day, when you're building a community that tight, you're going to be emotionally exhausted. And then it's good. Then you're doing what you're supposed to be doing.